So today we're going to work on the chairs, but the color of the chairs and the legs, table legs. So I have here Payne's gray, sap green, cadmium red light, and white. So we're going to mix first Payne's gray and sap green. This will give us a grayish green because Payne's gray has blue in it, bluish gray or bluish grayish green. And you can't see it right now. All you see is black. But once I put white in here, you can see the color. See? So now to make the color a bit more olive, because the chairs have a bit of a grayish olive color, I'm going to put a bit of red in there. And that will just turn my green into more like an olive. And really be careful with red. Take a bit and add slowly. So I don't need to go too dark. This is like a good gray green. And what I'm going to do right now, for the colors that are in the back, or the chairs, I should say, in the back, further back here, I'm going to do this with not a lot of white in there, just enough for me to see the color. You can see it. See how they should be dark or darker than what's in the front. It will dry darker, first of all, because it's on black, and also because acrylic dries darker. Now I know I'm losing the shape because there's a kind of a pattern there or a shape of that, but that's okay. All I have to do is I'm just putting the color, and later on what I'll do is I'll just come back and do a negative painting and open up or fix that shape that I lost. I think it's easier that way than try to put the shape right now in. Okay. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. All right, I'm gonna let it dry a bit here, and then I'll just put some color on this one. I'll just actually fill all of the chairs with that color. So I'm not going to record all of this because that's boring. We're gonna just fill all of the colors, all of the chairs, with that color, and then we'll come back and I'll start recording when I'm ready to put the highlights in. Okay. I'm going to pause recording and just work on this, on the chairs, just filling the chairs with that color. Okay, so now I'm going to take a bit of Payne's Gray with a small brush, round brush, and I'm going to try to put back the those little dots that I lost initially when I was doing the back. Just a bit, not much. We don't have to have a perfect this is kind of negative painting. And this chair too. That's it. There's another one, another little detail. I'm going to darken my green with Payne's Gray, and I'm just going to put it here and think. Let me see, look at the reference. Yeah, a little bit down here or up here on the back. Bottom part right here. Okay, that's good. All right, let's see if there's anything else I should be putting in here. No, this is good enough. Maybe a little bit here. Just that one here. Okay, a little bit here. All right, I think we're good. Do you want me to give you some time, or shall I start highlighting? What would you like? Hmm?
Yeah, let's highlight.
Start highlighting?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm adding a bit of yellow ochre into my gray green that I have in here and white. So that is my highlights. And I'm going to start with this chair here on this side, on the left-hand side, right there. And I'll start adding a little bit of those, these beautiful sunny dabs there. This is what's really beautiful about this reference is the sun on the chairs and the table. It's just randomly kind of putting a bit of highlights in here. It's actually not random, but I'm following what I'm seeing in the reference. Now, I can see the bottom part is too dark because, of course, acrylic dries darker. So I'm going to grab a bit of the original color, kind of green that we have, and push it into that light. So I get a medium tone. And I'm just going to come here and then highlight a tiny bit, not much, not as much as here, the bottom part. Because in this reference, the chairs are highlighted in different levels. So you have the one that's really highlighted strong up here, then you have the medium tone here, and then you have the dark in the back. So I'm just putting now the medium tone. And I'm gonna come here, put the same over here and over here. And I'm going to take a little bit of white again, put it up where I had white before, and a bit of yellow. So I'm highlighting my highlights a little bit more, but I'm keeping the medium tone right next to it. And I'm going to come here. See, that's the thing with acrylic, it dries darker. So now I know that this needs to be highlighted a little bit more. Good. All right. Let's do the bottom part. So the bottom part, I have a strong highlight here on this leg. And again, over here, because this leg goes all the way up. I'll put here. Let's put a bit behind it right there. There's like a crossbar in the back. And then let's do this part. Seat. I know there are like wooden slats in there and they have a specific shape, but I'm going to simplify all this. I'm just going to do this. Medium tone. Again, see that? Connect this with this part. This is the same leg. It's just part of it is darker and the other part is lighter. A little bit more highlight in here. That's good enough. I'm going to move on to this chair. Or do you want me to give you some time? Do you want me to stop?
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Oh, keep going, keep going.
Okay. All right, all right.
We'll finish these chairs today.
Yeah. We finished the chairs, we're done with the whole thing. I'm gonna come to this one. All right. Let's start with the strong highlight and then I'll adjust to medium tone. Okay, so when I put the strong highlight, I can see it better. So the strong highlight, I can see that they're kind of small dabs here and there. But I also can see that I need to highlight this a little bit more. The whole chair. A lot more. Okay. Let's go to here. And now this part, which is really highlighted right here. I'm going to simplify this detail because this, I did simplify the detail before in the sketch over here, because these iron chairs have details that we don't need to show. Okay. Okay. Medium tone. Now I'm going to take a little bit of again, medium. So I'm playing between medium and highlight. And you see now, because that's too strong, that's like dark and light. Dark, dark, and light, light. So I'm going to take a bit of, it will dry darker. Whatever I'm putting in here, it will dry darker. Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Right, a little bit of water in here. Okay. I will adjust the value later on. Right now, all I'm trying to do is place my medium tones and highlights. I'm going to keep this dark right there. All right, so now let's start. I'm going to start my darks from, or I'm sorry, my highlights, my medium tone from here down. Again. So I'm leaving a dark line in here. That's, I will fix it and then I'll explain what this dark line is. again, let's fix this one here. That goes down. And I can adjust the highlights or add more highlights in a minute. Again, medium tone. Oh, jeez. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a bit more again, some white, yellow, water down my paint a bit. So I get a really good flow of brush flow. Here we go. Or brush movement. Right, so now I'm gonna start going into strong highlight. Wherever I see a strong highlight, I'm gonna go in and add these strong highlights. But probably I will have to do this again once it's dry. All right, this is really highlighted here. See, there's a strong highlight right here. And here, here, here. So even if I have to increase the amount of white, but I do it slowly. I don't do it right away. So this way I'm in control. Now, a bit more highlights here on top. Again, right here, right here. Okay, now, bottom part. There's a bar that goes across. So, and the bar is highlighted on top, and I will highlight the bar in a minute so you can see it. I'm going to go to medium tone. I'm going to put this bar right here because I lost the shape. I'm going to go back to my highlights, strong ones, and let's take this from here. Right. So when I get to the bottom part, I try to darken my color a bit by using the medium tone. Actually, there's more like a rust at the bottom here in the original. Okay. Again, strong highlight. And we're going to highlight all of this here. Wooden slats. Kind of to the kind of like that. And let's take a highlight from here down. And from here, from this part down, so usually what I do after I'm done is I go back and increase the amount of highlights in certain areas, and because now right here I can see that it needs a bit of highlights more. When it dries darker, so I'm always adjusting. Right. What do I have here? Okay. All right, I'm gonna grab a tiny bit of the medium tone. Because it's drying darker here, and I'm gonna be adjusting that medium tone on here. And here. Because now I can see it's, it's drying darker. I can see the value. Before I couldn't see it that much. I'm leaving a dark line, and I'll show you where that dark line is. I'm leaving a dark line down here. So I'm going to increase that darkness in there. It's green. I'm using Payne's Gray and Sap Green. And I'm just going to clean up this so you can see it. So this bar that's sitting across is casting a shadow over these the green back iron slats in the back. And this is the same. It's just casting a shadow over that part because it overlaps with it. It's on top. All right, it's good. Okay. We need a medium tone right here. Right there. Now we can put later on, we can come back and put some rust color at the bottom if we want in certain areas, which is nice because it's red and it makes the chairs look weathered.
I have to go, Lael. Are you doing
All right.
anything more?
No, I think next week we'll do the legs and the other chair and then we'll clean up. No, that's it.
Thanks again. Bye,
You're
everybody.
welcome. Bye.
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 Bye, Lael. I'm gonna go too. I won't see you next week because I rescheduled my kayaking trip.
Okay.
So
Enjoy.
yeah, I will. I'll catch up on the video.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
All right, you're
Bye.
welcome. Bye. Oh, they're looking great. Love that. All right, we're going to stop here. Okay, so this is where we're at this week. Next week, we'll finish the chair and tidy up in the legs, clean up the painting, and then we're done.